Hi, welcome back to Fire Life. Today I'm starting Palo Alto Networks Panorama video series. Initially, let me get my whiteboard here and let me get the pen tool. Okay, so then Panorama. So this is Panorama. Let me write Panorama. So what is Panorama? Actually, the Panorama is a centralized management server for Palo Alto Networks firewalls. So you can centrally manage your enterprise network. Let's say you have one to two firewalls. I mean, very uh, few firewalls. So then please do not use Panorama because using Panorama would be that would be actually the overhead administratively as well as budgetary overhead for your network. So in that case, let's say you have many firewalls, like let's say you have 100 firewalls. So then I think using Panorama is the best, because using Panorama you can centrally manage your all the firewalls, and also you can have consistent consistent security and network posture with across your entire network using Panorama. So I'll tell you how that can be accomplished. Here the first thing is actually using Panorama. Let's say let me draw a diagram first. Let me change the color. Let's say let me check. Let me get the red color. Let me draw a diagram. Here, let's say you have a panorama server in this is the panorama, and panorama. Let's say this panorama is deployed in United States, and you have many firewalls. So let me change the color. Let's say you have many firewalls. Let's say where's my cursor? My cursor is here. Okay, so let's say you have one firewall in Canada. You have one firewall in Canada and one firewall in Australia and another firewall in UK. Another firewall in UK. In this scenario, actually, using Panorama, you can easily manage these firewalls. But I just represent the many firewalls using one firewall. I mean, let's say Canada, you may have 10 to 15 firewalls. In Australia, you have 30 to 50 firewalls. In UK, sometimes you may have another set of 30 to 50 firewalls. But the thing is, for the diagram, I'm just drawing a one firewall. So using Panorama in US, you can manage these firewalls centrally. So actually, when it comes to Panorama, we have these features to facilitate this at central management. So we have something called device groups. We have something called device groups, and also we have something called templates. We have templates, and these two are the main core concepts of Panorama. Here, when it comes to device groups, actually we can manage these two components. The first thing is you can manage policies, security policies, and net policies, and all. You can manage policies using device groups, and also you can manage objects, firewall objects. Objects means actually, let's say you want to create a DNS server object, so that is a firewall objects. Actually, using device groups, we can manage these two. And actually, I'm not going to explain device groups here, because actually I have a dedicated demonstration for the device groups, and I think it takes around 2 hours. So here, the only thing I can explain you is using policies. I mean, using Panorama, you can have consistent set of policies, and also you can have a hierarchy of policies. Because when it comes to normal firewall, we have only one type, actually two types of policies. We have normal security policy, and also we have two default policies, that is interzone and intrazone. But when it comes to the panorama device groups, we have several policies like shared pre-rules, device group pre-rules, firewall local firewall rules, uh, device group post rules, and shared post rules. Those are the set of policies we can deploy using panorama. But I'm not going to explain those things in this overview. I'm going to explain the device groups in a separate video. I think it takes around 2 hours, and that's it. So then using panorama you can have a consistent policy base across your organization. So when you learn this device groups video, then you will understand what I'm saying here. And then we have templates means when it comes to templates, actually we have these facilities using templates. Okay, actually I'm trying to find my cursor. Okay, using templates you can configure network related stuff within a firewall network. And second thing is actually the device group, because when it comes to Palo Alto firewall you have device group tab, not device group, device tab. Actually, I'm sorry, we have device tab. You can configure network and device tab, the configurations using templates. So when it comes to templates also, we have a hierarchy that is called template stack. Actually we have template stacks. Within the template stack we can have multiple templates. So using that we can configure firewall network related stuff like interface IP address configurations and interface type and zone, and also virtual router and routes. Those things can be configured using templates, and you can configure that in a panorama, and you can push those things into the remote firewalls. Actually, I'm guaranteeing that you are going to have around 2 hours of session for templates. In that templates demonstration, actually, I'm explaining everything. And then we have device tab. In device tab, actually, when it comes to firewall, we have a device tab, and device tab we can configure all this server profiles like LDAP server, SNMP trap, and syslog server, and SAML authentication providers. We can configure everything. So, and also we can configure DNS servers and also service routes, and we have many things, and administrator profiles, administrator accounts, and all. So those things can be can be done using device tab. So that configuration also can be handled using something called templates in panorama. So I mean but in my templates demonstration, I'm explaining A to Z, and it is a very deep I'm going into deep when it comes to templates and also device groups. Okay, so then in addition to these two, actually we have many things. Let's say that when it comes to Palo Alto Firewall, we have updates, dynamic updates. So dynamic updates means we have threat prevention, and also we can have these group protect agent updates, and also we have operating system software updates and all. So those things also can be managed using Panorama centrally. So let me write that point here. Actually, it's somewhat difficult for me to find the cursor here. It's somewhat not visible. Okay, third point is we can manage dynamic updates. Dynamic updates. Okay, here actually dynamic updates. So what you can do is the one option is, if you do not have panorama, you can just I'm really sorry. Actually, I'm living nearby to the road, so I'm getting disturbances from the all the busy street. Uh, I'm really sorry about it. Actually, a dynamic update. So one option is, if you do not have panorama, you can download these dynamic updates from each and every firewall, and you can install. But you have two issues with that. So the first thing is, if you, let's say you have 5,000 firewalls, because normally panorama, you know we have panorama hardware and virtual machine. I'll tell you those later. So when it comes to panorama, the largest hardware that is M600, so that's about 5,000 firewalls. You can manage 5,000 firewalls. Let's say you have 5,000 files in your network. So then each and every file you have to download the dynamic update and you have to install it manually. So in that case, actually, your across the organization, you have to consume lots of bandwidth in order to download dynamic updates. But using Panorama, actually, you can download once and you can just push those updates into each and every firewall. And the first important thing is you can save your internet bandwidth, and second thing is actually the consistency of versioning, because using Panorama you can have consistent versioning when it comes to dynamic updates across the organization. So let me give you one example. Let's say there's a threat identified in the network. So if you have this insights that your current antivirus version cover this threat, so then you don't have to worry if you do have Panorama, because you know that you push the same version to each and every firewall, 5,000 firewalls, then you know each and every firewall would block this threat. But if you do not have centralized management and each and every firewall is managed by individuals, so then you cannot have the guarantee that each and every firewall has this latest antivirus version which covers this threat that is identified from the network. So in that case, actually using Panorama, you can have consistent, security posture across the organization or across the enterprise. So that's it. And I think you got the idea. And also, I can tell you another thing. You can have the log management. Logs are extremely important when it comes to security analysis. You need to have logs, and also in order to troubleshoot certain network related things, also you must have logs, and you can manage logs as well. Manage log management actually. Actually, I'm not going to tell you about log management because actually I had to explain few things when it comes to log management. So here, let me go to let me clear this, or else let me get a new page. Actually, I'm new to this whiteboard. How to create a new page? Here I can put it. Okay, this is a new page. Okay, now I think you know what Panorama is. Actually, Panorama is a centralized management server which can handle all the policies, network, and all the dynamic updates, all the logs, and so that is Panorama. And also in Panorama, I have another option that I can tell you that you can manage firewalls through the Panorama window. I mean, you know that you can push policies, you can edit network, and everything can be done. You can push those things. But the thing is, if you want to just log into a firewall, let's say, let me go back to previous one. Okay, here let's say you are the enterprise administrator here. You are the enterprise admin. Uh, this is you, and you are managing the firewall or managing the Panorama, and you are pushing policies to these firewalls, and also you are pushing dynamic updates and also managing logs, and you are pushing templates to firewalls and all. But let's say you want to log into this Canada firewall, but the thing is, you do not have to type this firewall IP on the browser. You can just in the Panorama you have option. Actually, later in this overview video, I'll show you everything these things within Panorama, because I have actual Panorama installed. And within the Panorama, we have a context option. You can select the firewall context. Let's say this kind of firewall, you can select it from the Panorama interface itself. So then your Panorama interface would change to the firewall interface. So then you can see the firewall, actual firewall within the Panorama interface. So that's another option. Okay, so then I think you got the overview idea of Panorama, and let me go to a new whiteboard, and let me tell you. Actually, when it comes to Panorama, we have uh, two deployment modes. The first mode is actually let me change the color. Let me get the green color. Okay, here the first mode is actually you have Panorama hardware. Panorama. Actually, I cannot write quickly using this writing pad. Uh, Panorama hardware. And also the second option is you have Panorama VM or the virtual machine. Panorama VM. Okay, we have these two. And when it comes to panorama hardware, let me change the color. Let me get the, let's say, let me get the black color. Okay, here, okay, when it comes to panorama hardware, we have actually four options, I guess. We have four options. The first option is M100 device or M100 appliance, and also we have the second option is M200, and the third option is M500, and the last option is M600. These are the hardware appliances that we can purchase from Palo Alto Networks. And also here, when it comes to Panorama VM, we have many options. Actually, we have two main categories. The first thing is actually we can deploy Panorama in public clouds like AWS. You can deploy Panorama in AWS. You can deploy in Azure, and also you can deploy Panorama in OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. But one thing, when it comes to OCI, you have to, AWS Azure, you can just, deploy Panorama from the marketplace. But in OCI, you have to upload the operating system into the OCI and you can deploy from there. But anyway, it is supported. And also, we have GCP, Google Cloud Platform, GCP, and also Alibaba Cloud. Actually, I have never used I have never used Alibaba Cloud. Alibaba Cloud. Uh, okay, and these are actually public cloud deployments, right? These are. Let me get the yellow color. No, yellow color is not that much visible, right? Let me get the red again. Here in this whiteboard, it's somewhat difficult for me to identify the cursor. Not that much visible. This is public cloud. Actually, this is public cloud deployments. Actually, you can see that Palo Alto Panorama, supports almost every public cloud, and this is public cloud. And then you have another option that is private cloud. So Panorama can be deployed in with the cursor. It's somewhat difficult. Now, okay, it's a cursor. Here you can deploy. I'm sorry. Here in ESXi, and also you can deploy in KVM, kernel virtual machine, and also uh, yeah, actually I think, and also vCloud, yeah. Actually, I have never used vCloud, yeah. I've seen deployments, but I have never used that because actually I did not have any chance to deploy anything on this vCloud, yeah. I guess that is correct, vCloud, yeah, right? Okay, so these are actually private clouds. This is also supported by Panorama. So that's it. So, and also I can tell you a few things about these appliances. When it comes to your decision, you can decide according to your requirement. Let's say your network has higher throughput of logs, so then I think it's better to go for hardware because hardware is purposely built systems. So then those hardware can accept a higher rate of logs. And let's say you have many files like 5,000 firewalls, then I think you have to go for M600 model. But if your network is not that much huge and if you do not have much rate of logs, so then you can go for Panorama virtual machine. I think going for Panorama virtual machine would save some money because Panorama hardware is somewhat costly, but Panorama VM is somewhat you can just install that on these public clouds. So these private clouds like ESXi, KVM, vCloud, yeah. So actually that's it. And also when it comes to M200 and M500, yeah, I think we have 10 Gbps interfaces. So that is also no, sorry, actually M500 and 600. Sorry, in M500 and 600 we have 10 Gbps interfaces. So then high throughput of logs can be supported. 10 Gbps. And also M600, this M600 support 5000 firewalls. You can manage 5000 firewalls using M600. Okay, that's it. Oh, this is a Panorama deployment modes. We have two modes: Panorama hardware and Panorama VM. Yeah, actually, I did a mistake. So actually, I stopped the recording and I started again. Uh, because I made a mistake here. That is the vCloud AI is not a private cloud actually. vCloud AI is a public cloud from VMware. And also, second thing is actually when it comes to private cloud, Panorama they support Hyper-V, Microsoft Hyper-V. So please keep that in mind. So then, actually, I'm going for Panorama operational mods. Actually, when it comes to Panorama, the terminology is the system mod. Actually, we have three system mods when it comes to Panorama. So let me tell you those three mods. The first mod is management only mode. Management management only. And then we have Panorama mode. Panorama. Panorama mode. And the third system mod is logger. Actually, that is the dedicated log collector. But when it comes to Panorama, uh, the Panorama server, we have that system mod as logger. So actually, when it comes to these three mods, let me tell you one key difference. So that is when it comes to management only mode and the Panorama mode, we do have a GUI, or you can log into the system using a web browser, and you can configure whatever the things you need. But when it comes to logger, actually we do not have any web browsing interface or GUI or web interface. Actually, we do only have CLI, command line interface. The thing is actually when it comes to logger deployment. Uh, uh, Let me tell you from starting from management only, because when it comes to management only deployment, actually we do manage firewalls using management only mode or the system mode. We cannot handle logs, because when it comes to firewall deployment, we need to handle logs, right? So we have one option that logs can be handled by individual firewalls itself, and also we can manage logs using Panorama. But when it comes to management only mode, we cannot actually manage logs. So in that case, actually firewall should take care of the logs, or its logs. Okay. So when it comes to Panorama mode, actually we can do both the functionalities. Like Panorama mode can handle firewalls and also can handle logs. Because when it comes to Panorama mode, we can install local log collector. Panorama server, within the Panorama server, uh, we can configure local log collector. So in that case, actually firewalls can send logs to the Panorama, and you can browse logs using Panorama interface. And also Panorama can handle firewalls using device groups and templates, and also using dynamic updates and also logs. So, and when it comes to logger, actually that is dedicated log collector. Logger means dedicated log collector. Actually, the only functionality that can be done using logger is the log collection. But thing is, actually we cannot, handle logger using CLI. The only option is using CLI. We can configure IP addresses, and we can debug things. We can troubleshoot things. We can use logger CLI for those purposes. But in that case, actually, we have to integrate logger with a Panorama mod, because when it comes to this logger, we have to integrate it to a Panorama as a dedicated log collector. So in that case, when it comes to that enterprise, we need two Panorama servers. One Panorama server is in the system mode of Panorama. The second Panorama server is in the system mode of logger. And when I actually I'm explaining, and I'm actually deploying those these all these modes, management only, panorama, and logger. When I'm doing that demonstration, I'll tell you, when it comes to logger, we have few prerequisites to be satisfied in order to implement logger. So I'll tell you those. Actually, that's it. This is my panorama installation. So let me show you a few important things. Let me open my whiteboard. Open whiteboard. One moment. Open whiteboard. Okay. So let me minimize this. Here I want to show you the system mode. Actually, this panorama is in management only mode. So that means this panorama can only manage firewalls. This panorama cannot handle logs. Uh, so let me highlight that. This is the highlight, I guess. This is the highlight. Yeah, this is the highlight. So let me change the color. No, this color is fine. So this is the system mode. See, it says management only. So that's it. So then let me showcase few. I just want to take you look and feel of Androma. So that's what I'm trying here. So because actually I'm not planning to do any configuration and or anything, because actually I'm having a separate demonstration for all those things. Let me go to setup. Here there's nothing much, but you can see these tabs. Actually we have, by default we have dashboard, ACC, monitor, and panorama. So once you add firewalls, you can see some other tabs as well. I'll tell you about those things later. So let me clear the screen. Okay. And here we have, these are managed firewalls. Here we have managed firewalls. This is the manage devices section, and let me go to summary section. Here I have one firewall. This is also a virtual machine, and it is connected here. And but even though I connected that virtual machine, I think you cannot see some other tabs like network, policy, and device tab. The thing is, actually I haven't imported this configuration into the panorama, so I have a separate video for that. And let me go to templates. Here these are templates. Actually we can add a template here, and then we can add template stack here, and we can add those templates already added. And so that's the template configuration. Actually this is also the separate demonstration, you can watch that. And we have device groups, and this is here we can add device groups. And I think I told you that when it comes to template, it handles network and device section of the firewall. And when it comes to device group, it handles policies and objects. And here we have manage collectors. Actually when it comes to manage collectors, we have two options. One option is local log collector. So that means when it comes to panorama mode, system mode, which is panorama, so in that case actually we can add local log collector. So that means the same appliance or virtual machine is acting as a local log collector. But the second option is actually we can have a dedicated log collector, the system mode is logger. In that case actually that is a separate appliance, and we can connect panorama and the log sorry separate dedicated log collector. So in that case actually, when your enterprise network has high rate of logs, so then you can go for a dedicated collector or log collector. And this is collector group. Actually we have to add the whatever the collectors into the collector groups. And then what are other important things within panorama? Okay, here one thing. Actually I'm not going to demonstrate anything here, but I think I need you to get this, get some look and feel of panorama. So in that case I'll do a simple thing. Before that, let me get my firewall IP address, because I just want to log into my firewall. Show interface management. Using that command you can get the IP. It's 1111. So let me log into the firewall. Let me log into the firewall. 2 168 Let me put HTTPS here. Okay, this is the firewall. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy a dynamic update into the firewall. Here in the device development section, device deployment section, you can see dynamic updates, right? So let me go to my firewall dynamic updates and check the app and threat version, current version. No license, and let me go to dynamic updates. Here I have current version. This is the current version, this one, and it's 8690 7941. So let me select something higher than that from the panorama. uh, what was the version? 8960 7941. 89, this is the version. So let me go to 7946, this version. So let me download it first. Let me download, because I just want to just to showcase this simple thing. This is not a complex thing. So because actually I don't need any separate demonstration for this, but when it comes to templates and device groups, that's a separate demonstration because it's a complex and not complex, but it's a important thing. So that's why I'm and it takes time to demonstrate, because I have to have a scenario and do that, because otherwise I think just doing some configuration is not a good thing, because once I do a scenario only, you can grab the idea of templates and device groups. So here now it's done. The download has already done. So let me try to install it. So once I click install, I can select whatever the manage firewall. It says current version is 8690 7941. I'm going to install 8691 7946. So let me click OK. Actually, I think you can remember, because while it is getting installed, I'm just revising things. When it comes to Panorama, we have three system modes. First mode is management only mode, which cannot handle logs but can handle firewalls. Second mode is Panorama, which can handle both. That means handle logs and handle firewalls. And third mode is Logger. Logger is a dedicated log collector. So, but Logger cannot be deployed standalone. It should be connected to Panorama system mode appliance. So now it's 74% completed. So it says image uploaded, installation initiated. So let me go to firewall and go to this task section, and I should be able to see the current operations. Yes, it says the content, the it is 59% completed. So once it's completed, so let's go back to the panorama. I think sometimes you may get disturbed by my kiddies uh, over there in the next room. I'm really sorry, and my apologies for that, because it's somewhat difficult for me to record these demos in daytime, since he's uh, okay. So let me go back to the panorama. So it says successful. Okay, let's check 7946. Let me go to the firewall and let me refresh this window, because you can please note that the current version in 8690 7941. Let me refresh. Okay, now the current version is the one we that install 8691 7946. It is the currently installed version. Okay, so let me go to panorama and let me check whether I have any other important thing. But here I think you can now hear his voice. Oh, let me anyway. Now I'm done with my overview demonstration. So let me finish the video here.